Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video and show you the top 5 baits that I use here in these Florida ponds. So the first thing I use is one of these creature style baits with a little ribbon tail on the back and these little appendages here, kind of like a long bug style bait. I know it's a little weird looking, but you'd be surprised how many fish you catch on them. It's got this one specifically is the Logfather Jr. from Bass Pro Shops. It's got a pumpkin seed top, and then on the bottom side, it's a nice bright red color. You can either throw it with the red up or the pumpkin seed up. It doesn't really matter, however you like to present it. I generally like to throw it on a Texas rig, but that's just me. I mean, you can throw it weightless, you can throw it with a weight on it. It doesn't really matter. Really just depends on how deep water you're throwing, what kind of cover you're going around. Um, but yeah, these things are great. Another absolute staple for these Florida ponds is going to be a stick bait, any type. This is a Yum Dinger, I believe. I've got hundreds of these things, generally in this watermelon red color. Great on a Texas rig, great on a wacky rig. These things work everywhere for everything. If you have really pressured bass, you can really do a nice finesse style. And if you don't have any short ones, you can even cut them in half and throw them on a Ned rig. It works that way too. So these things are awesome in these Florida ponds, especially in that tea colored water. You want a nice natural color or just a black and blue. You'd be surprised how much fish you'll catch on them. Another great bait you can use is going to be a flipping jig. So this thing you'll toss up in the cover and really just work it through that cover nice and slow. I generally like to keep a trailer on mine, especially something cross style. So these flappers here can really get the water moving behind them, and it gives them kind of a body, makes it a little bit thicker, gives it a bigger profile, and makes those bigger bass want to eat. So another absolute staple that I use for these Florida ponds is going to be a swim bait on a jig head like this, or a swim bait on just a regular, swim bait hook, just EWG style, and it is weedless. So these swim baits are the Gambler swim baits, and these things are awesome. And they've got a nice thick body to them. They're great. They're not crazy long, but you can get them in bigger sizes of this, or even smaller sizes as well. I generally like to use kind of a middle, like a mid-size, and you can throw these in fresh or salt water. So I generally like to use a white, but this is all I've got at the moment. I'm still waiting on a package from Bass Pro Shops tomorrow, and it's got a lot more gear in it that I can't wait to open up for you guys. But let's get to the last one. Now, there is one last and final bait that I use all the time, and this thing catches fish. I've caught my PB on this thing twice. So, one before, around 6 pounds. I didn't really catch a lot of big fish because I lived in Ohio, and then I moved down to Florida, and I threw this chatterbait, and I got a 10-pounder. So, I love this thing. It is an absolute unit of a lure. This is going to be just a Z-Man chatterbait, just the original. This thing works awesome. Nice big hook on it. You just throw a swim bait trailer on the back, any kind of white. I used a fluke style with a paddle tail rather than the twitching tail. This thing works awesome. You could just straight retrieve it. You can burn it and stop it. You can even lift it up if you want to. Just jig it up and let it drop, or you can just reel it in quick or slow. Really depends on how cold the water is, what kind of cover you're working around. But these things are awesome for anywhere. A lot of grass, no grass. I generally like to throw these things towards the weeds, kind of on the outside of the strike zone, and let those bass kind of jump out of the weeds and just grab a hold of it. So these things are awesome with a swim bait trailer on the back of them. I love to use these for these Florida bass, especially in this tea stained water. I don't know why, but it really just gets them riled up. So especially around this time, even with the colder water, with the cold fronts we've been having, I've been catching fish on this. So I just wanted to let you guys know, and thanks for watching. Catch more fish.